Hi guys, welcome to another LivinginSAtv video. David here. So today we are going to interview Elaine Jack, which is the manager of the Sandton Central Improvement District right here in Johannesburg. Don't you believe me? Stay tuned because once again this video will blow your mind. Hi everyone, welcome to another LivinginSAtv video. David here. Today we are here in Sandton to meet the head of Sandton Central, Elaine Jack. Elaine, how are you today?
I'm great, thank you very much, and hello to you and to your viewers.
Thank you very much, it's only a pleasure. So today I want you to understand what is being done behind Sandton, so you guys can understand that this is also a city improvement district. And in order to understand that, I'm going to ask a few questions to Elaine. And Elaine, thank you very much again for a little bit for your time to do this.
My pleasure.
So our first question is, what makes Sandton different from other precincts?
I think every single precinct is unique in their own way, but what makes it unique, I guess, is really very much the people in the space, the initial vision of the area, and I think we've always prided ourselves as Sandton to be a prestigious retail hospitality space to a very business orientated precinct. We've got obviously many of the head offices from financials to legal to insurance to of course this very building which is the retail space, which draw in a lot of attention and growth in this precinct as well. But like I said, I think the uniqueness is really about the people in a space, what they see, they want to portray as the precinct. But yeah, I think really most of the time each of the precincts has its own unique presence that they want to portray. And I think that's for Sandton. We've always been hopefully the leaders in a space like Sandton in Johannesburg. We are an economic node, a very vital one indeed, and many precincts also look to aspire, I think, to being Sandton as well, but not taking away the good work that other precincts do. But I think Sandton is in a better position to actually make sure that they continue to be that forefront precinct and ideal precinct that everyone wants to be at. Yeah.
Thank you very much, Elaine. So my other question is, there is this you always see it online when you research for Sandton, like Sandton is Africa's richest square mile. My question is, why not the wealthiest square mile? So what is the story behind that?
Well, I think historically Africa's richest square mile started actually it was a Liberty or at least Sandton City slogan, because they were actually one of the earliest developers in Sandton, as well as also they were also one of our earliest members that started the Sandton Central Precinct. And at that point in time, the richest square mile was really concentrated around the mall and its immediate surroundings. So that's why just a square mile. I think Sandton's precinct, or at least Sandton Central, is a lot bigger than a square mile right now. If you look at it now, probably 20 years ago, 20 years from now, and I think we've always just, I guess, adopted it, and I think people felt it was the best slogan that defined Sandton. But I think, to be honest, the precinct itself is no longer just a square mile anymore. But whether it's the wealthiest, I think it's what people value the space. When they come here, they see all these high-rise buildings. Yes, they took millions and millions of rands to build and develop, and the reason for the precinct is to make sure that assets of these very members of ours in Sandton Central are upkept, they don't fall in terms of value, we want to take care and be that iconic space. So whether it's the wealthiest precinct or the richest square mile, we're very happy to be associated to that. We want people to aspire, whether they come here to work, live, stay, shop. It's a space to be.
So, Elaine, a very important thing that I also would like to ask you is, what are the precinct boundaries? Where do you start and where do you finish, if that makes sense?
Sure. Everything, like I said, when we start off as a precinct, we have to define our geographical space. So every precinct is bound by its boundaries. So our boundaries actually start from Grayston and Rivonia Road. That includes the Investec building and the Maslow building on the one side of Grayston, and then all the way down to Sandton Drive, and then up Sandton Drive towards the Discovery Building, towards Catherine Street, and it ends at Catherine and West. So as much as I love to take care of the entire of Sandton, our boundaries are actually only a very small part of the greater of Sandown and Sandton. But like I said, we are restricted to those jurisdictions, and in that space where we manage our members and the space that we manage as well.
Okay, another thing that I want to ask you, which I think it's important, is I noticed now they've been doing CIDs for a while that Sandton start also. I think you start also to put a lot of cameras in every corner of Sandton. So what makes Sandton a crime-free zone?
So during the pandemic, we took that opportunity, while it's also very quiet in the precinct, was to introduce cameras into the precinct, because we can no longer just rely on humans in the public space, walking around on streets and things. We need to be able to be proactive in our patrolling and our security. So we introduced about 240 cameras in the precinct to date, with Vormacan, in partnership with Vormacan, and it has definitely proven to be very successful in terms of improving the crime-free zone that you mentioned, from pedestrians to vehicular crime and all those type of things. So what we before couldn't actually report was actually high numbers of successful arrests, and that is an indication that the camera system and the intelligence installed into the camera systems have really helped us proactively create a crime-free zone, or as far as a crime-free zone. We try our utmost, of course, to make sure that every single person that comes here, for whatever purpose they do come here for in Sandton, that they don't experience the crime that we all suffer as a country, actually. But like I said, we try to obviously create that safetyness. Our response team is also very responsive to what we pick up in the cameras. So it's not just about the cameras itself, it's also training up the response team to respond to abnormal behaviors like loitering, like gatherings, things that are not actually normally seen as normal in the public space, and we would automatically send out a response team to investigate and assess. So I think because of that early warning system, we're able to actually respond a lot better than we used to.
How long is the response time?
It's immediate because the team is right here in the precinct. We've got a total of 6 tactical teams, members, and then of course we've got about 27 public safety ambassadors who are our famous men in red, in the red uniforms. I call them ambassadors because they're not just security guards, because Sandton, we do attract a lot of tourists in the space. So they're not just only a safety measure, but also ambassadors to the precinct. If they are here to ask about where's the nearest ATM or where is the train station, our security guards not only just tell them the direction where it is, but could also escort them if they need be.
Perfect. So in nowadays, you will say that Sandton is a completely safe place for pedestrians to walk.
We try our utmost to always make sure that you feel safe when you are in the space. I think walkability in Sandton, we continuously walk that, and we try to obviously create that environment for walkability. But walkability comes with, yes, security and general feel of aesthetics and cleanliness and all that. And I think we do have that in Sandton, but we continuously try to improve ourselves in making sure the experience is both a safe one and a pleasant one.
So my other question is, Elaine, who owns the Sandton Precinct?
I think everyone actually owns a part of Sandton Central, but mainly how a precinct actually started up is that normally you would engage with all the property owners, because they are the land owners in the space. They are our immediate members, who are actually also our paying members. So when you define your geographical area, then you've got a set number of property owners who are then your members. You set up the precinct together with a set budget, and then with that additional levy, we supplement and complement it through services. Basically our top-up services. We don't replace the municipality duties and responsibilities, but we top up in taking care of the public space and support the city in their initiatives, but in the interest of the private sector, and making sure that both private and public sectors are working together in making sure a precinct is well run. So when you say who actually owns it, at this moment in time, yes, the immediate members is the private sector. It's the landlords, tenants, and people who do come and visit, come and experience the space. But yes, the main owners, it is of course the landlords of Sandton Central.
The other question is, and this is a little bit, it's a similar question, but it's not the same question. So what makes Sandton Africa's richest square mile?
We house many of our head offices in Sandton. From a business point of view, we've got this wonderful mall here in Sandton. I think what makes it the richest square mile, it's really a combination of the members here, the tenants here, the companies. They're all very well-known listed companies. We've got the Johannesburg Stock Exchange right in this space. It is really very much a seen as the forefront precinct from an economic point of view, from a retail, hospitality, convention point of view. We've got, of course, the convention center here as well. I think we've got a variety of things that makes us want to be here and be here as well, and what it all contributes to what Sandton Central is about.
When you come all the way from the M1 on the highway, so you see these cranes rising above on the Bar World Park, yes, and also one here next to the Old Mutual building. So what is happening? What new developments are we seeing in Sandton now and also in the future? What can we expect?
I think we'll bring you back a little bit in terms of what post-COVID has changed Sandton. I think we can't ignore that the hybrid working environment has slightly changed how the way we work. It's no longer a kind of Monday to Friday work environment in Sandton, where actually maybe it's a good thing in a way, because it obviously relieves a little bit of our traffic as well as a precinct. But I think because we still house the head offices, many head offices, that work environment is still very much strong in the Sandton Central Precinct. But there is also opportunities for older buildings, older office buildings, seeing a land use change, be it from a residential mix point of view, because I think in Sandton we don't actually have a lot of residential mix inside the actual CBD. We've got a lot on the outskirts, but there is obviously that trend where people would like to live closer to where they work. That we do see in the outskirts. The one with Barlow Park, it is outside our boundaries, but that is also quite an exciting development. It is a mixed-use development, still very near Sandton, and I think that is why there is still developments in and around Sandton, because of the attractiveness and the proximity it has to the Sandton Central Precinct. That still draws in investment and also development activities near and around Sandton.
This leads us to the final question, which is, what is your future vision for the Sandton Central?
I think long term, we would definitely want to remain a very sustainability precinct. The long term is to make sure that Sandton remain always very a marketable destination for investments, for our members to be invested in here. And I think we've shown to be very resilient through this last 2 years, through the pandemic. Everybody thought Sandton would be the death of Sandton after the pandemic, but I think people are still looking for quality office spaces. They're still looking for major events happening in a safe environment. They are still looking for spaces that is still prevalent and still matter from an economic point of view. And I think for us is making sure that we sustain and we still remain leaders as a precinct, as well as also just making sure that if there are any new innovation in the space, we're the first to try it out. Be it with the city, like finding solutions to keeping the traffic signals down, traffic signals up and working during load shedding. I think we're all looking at ways to always improve what we have to offer here. We are running a campaign currently at Sandton. In that, obviously post-COVID, we are accepting that there will always be a hybrid environment of work, which is also a good thing. And but also that when they have a chance to come into Sandton, they can do so much more here, and not only just work from home, but actually can come and work, play, live, stay here in Sandton as well.
Thank you very much, Elaine. I hope you guys like this small interview where we actually spoke with Elaine, which is the head behind Sandton Central. I hope you guys are more knowledgeable now what's going on, what it's always, because like I said, Sandton is always developing and it's very volatile with the times. We need to adapt to what we have, but that's such anywhere else in the world. Anyway, guys, thank you very much, Elaine. I don't know if you would like to add anything else.
Oh, well, thanks to the viewers and to you, David, for giving me this opportunity to present myself and talk a little bit about Sandton Central. I hope that any of your viewers who have an opportunity visiting Sandton, staying in Sandton, conventioning here in Sandton, shopping in Sandton, working in Sandton, can experience what a lovely precinct it is to come here in Sandton. And we hope for everyone to come and support us here, and always welcome positive comments to just make us always better in our offerings as a precinct. So but thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Don't forget, just comment down below what you guys think. If you guys have ideas, things that can be implemented, feel free to also say that, because like I say, if you on that side, you can also help to make things better. And like I say, develop. We all develop together. Anyway, guys, I hope you guys enjoy. I hope you guys subscribe, destroy that like button as usual. And my name is David, and I will see you in the next LivinginSAtv video.